Hello there, this is Ben, AI6YR, and thought I'd just do a quick video of a potential restore that I'm working on. I bought this, actually I bought this probably a year or two ago at a hamfest, and this is, looks like to be a Hallicrafters receiver. And funny enough, this was wrapped up in this newspaper. This is 1979 Santa Barbara News Press, and I don't know if you can see the date there, but this is a 1979 newspaper which was padding this radio, which apparently has been powered off since 1979. So what is that, 40 years? So we'll see if it works. I put the knobs in a bag here, but the knobs with it, and the faceplate has been detached. This is the faceplate, and it is a Hallicrafters S-108 is what it looks like here. So that's the faceplate for that thing. And my plan is to pop this open, and we'll see what we have, and then we'll probably wash it and power it up on Variac once it's dry. So here's what the inside of that radio looks like. It's a little dirty, so I think I'll definitely take it outside and scrub it down. And we'll take a video of that. Let's see what it looks like on the underside. Don't know what the tubes are doing. Back end looks like whoever put this together modded this to put a antenna connector on it. And that's the insides there. Hopefully it's in focus. Better. Yep. So it looks like these are the original tubular caps. They might work, but considering this thing hasn't been powered up in 40 years, I don't know. We'll see what happens on the Variac. I may recap this anyway, given how old the caps are and the fact that it hasn't been powered on for 40 years. Capacitors, as most people, electrolytic caps, as most people know, usually need to be powered up and have a certain lifetime on them. And we'll see how this goes. So one thing I like to do with all radio restorers of vintage age is to wash them off. And it might seem a little extreme. I'm actually going to hit it here with these important tools, which is simple green or some kind of degreaser, and a toothbrush. And I find that gets all the dirt off, and before I go and re-lubricate anything. You know, if something's been sitting around for a very long time, then sometimes it's nice to get them cleaned. Of course, you don't want to do this if there's any paper components in here. There's not a speaker or any paper on the chassis. There is on the outside of the case. So just the chassis. Let's anyway. So here we go. Spray down. Scrub everything up. Okay, there's a scrub. Let's go ahead and hose this down a little bit. I gotta do a little more scrubbing in there. There's a dial cord floating around here. I'm gonna have to fix that. You can, of course, pull all the tubes out if you wanted. I don't bother. I'll pull them out later. Well, at least that's a good start. I may go in and you can hit these with wax polish if you really care. I probably won't do that with the guy, but that's one thing you do. So finish scrubbing this off here. Great. So now I'm going to let it dry, and then may use a hair dryer on that to accelerate the process, and then we'll put it on the Variac. Okay, I decided to use a hair dryer to accelerate this, and actually before we put it on the Variac, I'm actually going to lubricate all the pots and all that with some deoxit, or I actually like Tri-Flow better. But anyway, so we'll drive it on. Well, it's been a few hours now, and so things are mostly dry, so I'm going to go ahead and lubricate things with, I like Tri-Flow, which is this stuff. I don't know if you can see that. Anyway, Tri-Flow, which is a lubricant, and you can also use deoxit, which is a little bit easier to find, and I think works about the same. So I use this liberally in pots. And then some people say to blow it out. I don't. Maybe I should, but I also like putting these on the variable capacitors because sometimes they get stuck. I mean, over years they don't move, and it's very tough to move these things along. And this needs to be redone with the dial cord. Another variable cap for the front. And I also have to do all the pots, which are all the way down on the bottom inside. So turn this over without breaking any tubes. So all the pots and switches, you got to find where the holes are and apply them there. So you can actually see what I'm doing. The other thing is these are wafer switches, which work great but do get corroded, and that's for the band switching. Hit those in the right places. How are you getting those switches? Let's see here. Well, not sure if it's going to go in there or not. Sometimes these switches are hard to figure out where you can get in. And these switches are loose too. They were flopping around earlier. Those are really loose. And that. Okay. So we'll see how it does.